What up, y'all? Sham Dizzle in another hotel room. Y'all know what time it is.
Name time, baby.
WheelingNames.com action going on. Let's see who is the winner. Aw, shit, Mark Asbury. Here we got Mark's setup. Now, what am I catching here? This definitely looks like a banquet hall of sorts. I can see we have a lady back here. Oh, it's taking me into shapes. That's cool. So I see we got our QSC speakers. Actually, I'm gonna do this. We got our QSC speakers here and here. You got your paneling, right? 4 panels. You got your laptop, lights in the back. I'm assuming you are standing on the dance floor. I don't know what's to your left, the photographer's left. If that's, tables where people are eating, but it doesn't matter. We got this picture. Now, look, for the future, ideally, it'd be great to have a wide shot to see what everything looks like, where your setup is in relation to everything, and how it's set up in the room. But just looking at this right here, the immediate things that I catch, or I should say the immediate things that catch my eye, is that we can tidy things up here, Mark. So, for example, the speaker stand on the left. This right here is exposed. It's like this is not as clean as this, right? I can see the plugs. I can see the surge, the lights. I can see a wire here. So let's clean that up. Also, let me go ahead and erase this real quick because I want you to see this. So I don't remember if you saw, well, I do remember. I don't know if you remember if you saw in the first set of critique video, there was a couple people that had cables just kind of hanging. So I see this and I see this. The good thing is you have your skirts. And even then, like this skirt in particular could be pulled tighter. This one is taut, but I can still see creases here, wrinkles. And yes, I'm being super nitpicky because these details matter when people are paying attention to your setup. And it might not even be a conscious thing, but people notice. You'd be surprised. So what I would do for the speaker cables is tape it under the speaker, tape it down the speaker stand. Tape this under the speaker and tape it down the speaker stand. I mean, once you get past here, you're cool because your skirt is covering the rest, so that doesn't need to be taped. But clean that up. I don't know where this wire in particular is going to, but that needs to get cleaned up as well. So tuck that under. If it's on the floor, make sure you have gaffer's tape that is taped down so it's not a hazard. The second thing that instantly caught my eye is your paneling. So this fabric is falling off the seams. This does not look good. It looks sloppy. And I'm not critiquing you in particular saying you are sloppy. I'm saying this doesn't look put together. So the combination of this here and this, it just makes me feel like these are like minor details that if this gets put together, you would look way more put together and polished. Just those little things on its own, I think, would elevate your look that much more. Also, same thing with your lights. This is fully exposed, bro. And then these cables. So cable management is a big thing. This is basically the moral of the story for this particular picture. So I would bring this down the stand. I would somehow get these cords taped. Now, look, I'm not going to be a hard ass about it. Sometimes I have my lighting cables free exposed. So it's not like I've never done it. I have. But look. It would be a whole lot cleaner if this was all put together. Even if there was a little bit of cabling, but it's all coming exposed, but it's all coming here, that still looks cleaner than hanging cables. Have this surge down a little more toward the base where if it was here, like I would have this even if you had it here, at least the panels are covering it. So cable management is the number one priority for you here. Getting this fixed, your facade, not skirting, but the fabric, I mean, just get that fixed. Make sure it's taut on all ends. When you're doing your speaker skirts, make sure that it's taut so you're not seeing these kind of wrinkles or the slack. And then also the lighting. So it looks like you have a light shining directly onto the facade. What you want to do is have your lighting at the base here shooting up. If you look at the last setup critique, Alan had a great example of this. I don't think he had fabric paneling though, but it was all blue aesthetic and it looked really solid, looked really well put together. So those would be the only things. I'm hoping that your speakers are, that the grill of your speakers are at the edge of your table, right? So if, I'm going to draw this here, as a side view, if your table is here, your speaker, the edge of the grill is right in line with the table. Why? Because if your speaker is back here and you get on the microphone here, feedback. No good. No good. So that's why I place it on the edge. Alright? This was a good, it's actually a really good picture to work with because we're covering a lot of things that could be adjusted. So what I would like to see, Mark, is a picture of your next setup post-critique. And I want to see what you improve. Feel free to tag me and say, yo, Sham, check out my setup now. What do you think? And I'd love to see a before-after to see what your adjustments are and what you took note of. All right. We're only doing 2 names this round because I didn't know 4 would take so long. So let's see who our next winner is. Shit, Eric Castillo. Eric, I don't see a DJ booth, man. So I don't know what's going on. But I do see your projector. I see your speakers. I see lights on the speakers. I'm guessing. Quinceañera? Let me know. So we have a stage. You have your projector screen, or projector panels in this case. You have your speakers, lights, projector. All right, a couple things. First of all, again, cable management. Let me erase all this real quick. Okay. Cable management, man. Look at this. All in the way. Hanging, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It just looks sloppy. Doesn't look put together. It looks like, their neighbor came together and their neighbor came through and just hooked them up with stuff. You want to look polished and contained and put together at all times. So, speaker cables and power cables, line it up against the speaker. Tape underneath, tape here, tape down here, right? So that is all put together. Even your lighting power cord, have that tape down here as part of it. You can also line everything behind the screen, right? So it's clean. Think cleanliness. Now, this cable that's going to the projector, this extension cable, I would, and you would need a longer extension cord for this, but drag it around the back. Because, right, and have it taped along the bottom of the floor. Let the cable drape over the side, right? Like if this side of the stage was over here, right? I would have the cable come over and tucked along the side here and then taped to the chair, right? I would just do it along this side. Because if someone wants to come up and speak, they don't have this in the way. If people are taking pictures of the birthday girl, this isn't in the way. and it ruins the shot. Also, I get it. I'd probably have to pull in a chair for the projector as well. Um, if you had a table, a small table you could have borrowed, that would have been better. Because then that way you can put on the table, you can place projector and laptop next to each other. And generally they'd have a skirt underneath so the cables could run along the back and you can hide the mess underneath the table. So just again, everything being exposed like this, it just doesn't look professional. And people might think it's a minor thing, but it actually is a major thing in regards to how everything is presented. And again, it's a clean look. This looks great as well, like this projector screen here. Hopefully, I'm guessing that it would all be turned off because when people are speaking, because once people are speaking and someone is standing here, there's going to be a shadow back here, right? If somebody is standing right here, because the projector is shining in front of them. And I don't even know if you can really see here, because the projector is shining in front of them. So if they're standing here, that shadow will be reflected. And also they'll have all that light in front of their face, and that's not what they want. So I'm guessing that what I would do also, if I had a projector, have it set up before the party goes, test it out, and then move it out the way. And then when it's time to show the slideshow, move it back. But they may have asked you to have a slideshow running through dinner. But again, the whole point is you move it back and forth when you need it so that the dance floor here is open and clean the whole time. And if it's not, it's because somebody's speaking or you have a slideshow playing. I don't know the details of the presentation or of the party. I don't know what the timeline was or what they told you to do, but I'm just taking different guesses and showing you, walking you through options of how I would put all this together if I was in your shoes. I hope this all makes sense. Again, for your next event, take an after picture, set it up with these notes in mind, take an after picture, let me know what you did. I would have liked to see where you were set up as a DJ relative to this room and how that's all set up. My guess is you were probably to the left. I'm not a psychic. I'm just taking a guess. I hope this was helpful. Thank y'all for participating in the setup critique. We may do it again next week, so I'll put up a post. And if you want critique, put your picture in, listen, follow the rules. Don't post your home setup because I will skip you. Even if your name is picked, I will skip you because I can't critique a home setup. It doesn't do anything for you. All right. Have a great weekend. Talk soon.